Me and Georgia Peach, we still got work to do, so we got to make sure we take care of our garden, and then we can move along with everything else we're doing.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Shit, ain't nothing wrong with hitting a little garden this early this morning, and should make sure you plant the right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at Xavier right now, man. They're a good squad.
Hey, that whole Big East, man. You know what I'm saying? That not the whole Big East, but at least the top 4 teams in the Big East got a chance. Villanova definitely gonna be in the Final Four. I get, but that Xavier team, they put an ass whooping on that. They put an ass whooping on Villanova last week, man. You know what I'm saying? I was reading what they had to say about Tiffany Sports, and Hill said Ohio State women will go far, but Ohio State men is hot ball garbage. No, they not, Tiff, because they led the Big Ten all season until the end of the season. So how you gonna say they hot ball garbage? Cincinnati, you better be glad Cincinnati got a team going to the. Yeah, Cincinnati got a team. I got to give a prop. Cincinnati got a team going to the NCAA tournament this year. They beat out Wichita State yesterday. That was a good game, man. The guy from Wichita State.
It was. Came down to the end.
Yeah, he had a clear open shot, man, and missed the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good game, man. But you got a Xavier, right?
I like Xavier. See, teams like Xavier and Virginia, I like them because they solid all-around teams. But, you got a couple of dudes. You got a few dudes who average in double-digit points, but you don't really know who's a guy when when it gets tough. Like, all right, here, go get me a bucket. Like a Duke may have a guy like Marvin Bagley. You could say, give me the ball. Or Oklahoma, hey, Trae Young, go get me a bucket. There's a few guys out there, but these teams are so good on defense, man. Mm-hmm. They just suffocate everybody, and they create offense off of defense.
Right. We got King Royal, our squad affiliate, just came in the house. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I think it's wide open though this year, though, Microwave, because you haven't had a team that been the number one team all year long, and that usually don't happen. You always got one team that grab that number one spot and hold it for a long time. They may get bumped off by another team, but you haven't had a team that held it for a long period of time, man. So that just goes to show that, man, this shit is wide open, man. And like I was saying earlier in my show, man, Michigan, the last 2 years, and ever since they had Coach Beeline, finds a way to win the Big Ten. They won the Big Ten the last 2 years. Not the Big Ten. They find a way to find themselves in the Final Four. So is it this Coach Beeline or because you can't say the team, because the team don't really have a great out superstar. They say their center is the man, but at the same time, he's not putting up them gigantic numbers like the center from Arizona or some other teams would put up. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got a complete team, and he's a good coach. I really think that.
And that's when you got to turn around and look at programs like Michigan State. I think Michigan State right now is number 2 in the top 25. But then you got your star player in Bridges, and then you got Tom Izzo. So when you feel like when it's tournament time, and a lot of the tight games to me come down to coaching. You know me, if it's 8 points or less, I always look at free throws. It's the first thing I look at. Free throws. So, I mean, it's going to be real interesting. I like it this way, where it's like you said, like, normally it's like, oh, will Kentucky go undefeated? Will Duke go undefeated? Will North Carolina go undefeated? And all of that was shut down early. You know what I'm saying? So you got good teams losing. You got bad teams winning. And I agree with you. It's wide open, man. I don't know. I really wouldn't know who to pick. You might can start to see it after, with some of these tournaments coming up and all of that. But right now, there's really nobody who you can just say, hands down, I know they're going to win or they should win.
Right. Listen, man, do you get into them brackets? You know how they do the brackets and shit? Do you get into that?
I do.
Okay, I got a boy, man. They be having like the brackets, man. I think they be like $25, $50 a bracket, man. You win big time money and whatnot. So, see, I used to lose out because I always used to pick Georgetown to go to the finals and whatnot. So, being that they're not probably going to be, unless they've been in the Big East tournament, they're not going to be into the tournament this year. So, my heart won't have to be to pick them because I usually pick my team I like. But I got this year. I feel that I'm gonna make it to the Final Four as far as one of the runner-ups in this shit, man. Because I've been studying this year, man. So it all depends on how they do the bracket. And we got the lovely. Speaking of the Garden of Eve and just moving, we got the lovely Georgia Peach girl up in the house. and whatnot. And who started naming the Georgia Peach, man? I want to try to figure that out. Who started that name?
You did. She was Georgia girl.
Yeah.
She was Georgia girl at first, and you kept saying, you need to go and change that to Peach because you just like a peach and you Georgia Peach.
I mean, when I first seen her, I said, shit, you talking about Georgia girl, you're a Georgia Peach. You automatically a peach. We got K Eagle Win 3000 up in the house. What's up, K3000? He's still K3000. You and K3000 out of all the Eagle fans, man. If anybody get props, man, y'all get props because y'all stood by your team, man. You know what I'm saying? This made K3000
we did.
feel
It was
great.
rough.
Yeah.
It was rough during them Chip Kelly era. You remember when me, you, and Jungle be on the phone, and we still had Chip Kelly, and I was always in a bad mood, and I didn't ever want to talk about the Eagles because he just gutted our team and all that. Then, man, and somebody, I forget who it was, it might have been J.B. Jennings, he was like, turning around our franchise after Chip Kelly gutted is something that normally would have taken 5 years. He did it in 2.
Right.
Actually, you could say he did it in 1 because he had 1 season, and then our second season we go all the way.
But you know what?
And then actually win it.
You know what? You got to take away a year because Kelly gutted that team. You know what I'm saying? He gutted that team.
Completely.
And then the people he brought in couldn't get the job done. So you got to give Peterson a lot of credit because he filled in the hole.
Howie Rose. You know, one thing I was saying, Doug Peterson didn't get, and I get it, Sean McVay's like 31 years old. Right. And to have the Rams from where Jeff Fisher left them, gutted as well. But they had a lot of talent, though. But where Jeff Fisher left the Rams to his first year coming and having them winning that division, especially, beating Seattle the way they did towards the end of the year, I get him being the coach of the year, but I was looking at the same thing. Like, I'm looking at Doug Peterson. I'm like, well, look what he's done. After all of the injuries, we started with Darren Sproles, then we lose Jordan Hicks, then we lose Jason Peters, and then we lose Carson Wentz. And we lost Maragos, our special teams guy. We lost a kicker early in the year and had to turn to a rookie. Then he gets hurt. We had to finish the game without a damn kicker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like Doug Peterson should have got it. The only reason I'm not mad about it is because, like I said, I didn't want Carson Wentz to win the MVP because the last 2 MVPs – now, wait, let's correct that. Now the last 3 MVPs have lost a Super Bowl. Tom Brady, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of like, you know what, maybe Doug Peterson, you know what, we don't care about the coach of the year. We just care about the team of the year. That's the war we want. And we went out and got it. So, yeah, shouts out to my blood, K3000. We stuck it through. My man, Sidney Jackson and all that. We stuck it through with the Eagles, man. And now we have completed making the NFC East the first division and the only division in football to where all 4 teams have a Super Bowl.
Big ups to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely that, man. Hey, but moving on, Microwave. We about done with that college thing. Well, we got 2 more subjects to talk about. We're going to talk about the NBA and the NFL Combine, right? The NBA, man. Hey, man, shit's starting to heat up, man. It look like Cleveland the real deal. What you feel? Not Cleveland. Rewind. Fuck Cleveland. And matter of fact, before I get to this, right? Big up to the Virginia Cavaliers. That's K3000 college team. They doing their thug fizzle. They should win the ACC championship in this tournament, man, because they are stacked, man. But getting back to the NBA, man, Houston look like the real deal, bro. That's just point blank, man. I mean,
I don't know about Houston, man.
What doubts you have? Tell me what doubts you have, then we'll see if your doubts really mean something.
All right, you remember? See, this is funny because now this is all historical. Like with me, you, and Jungle Brother. When we first got together, it was 3 years ago, and it was a series. The first time I started listening to y'all, it was Houston versus the Clippers. You remember that?
I remember.
The Clippers had a 3-2 series lead, and they was dominating Houston. And I'm sorry, it was 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
In the semis. And then we watched Houston come back and beat them in that series, and then that started the hey, Chris Paul, now it's your turn. Why can't you get past the second round ever in your career? So then you started wondering, all right, well, Chris Paul, not only it's not like Chris Paul ever shrinks, but he was always the best player on his team come playoff time, and nobody else would step up. Then we turn around, we watched James Harden turn the ball over 15 times in the closeout game. We turn around last year, watch James Harden have like 10 turnovers and only take 11 shots in the whole game when he'll take 12 in a quarter easily in the closeout game. So I'm just looking at, you got 2 players, the 2 best players on your team, not really are used to showing up when everything really matters the most. And I look at a team like Oklahoma City, the way they play defense. I'm sorry. People gonna disagree with me, but I'll take Russell Westbrook over James Harden if it's my team. And at this when you include age and everything, at this point, I'm taking Paul George over Chris Paul. And I'll take Carmelo over Clint Capella. I mean, so I just feel like Oklahoma City is better built for the playoffs, and they'll be able to grind it out against a team like Houston, man. Or Golden State. You know, they haven't lost to Golden State, or I think they did now, but they hadn't lost to Houston all year. Oklahoma City hadn't.
But you know what's going to kill Oklahoma City? What's going to kill them if they play a team like Houston? Their bench, man. Their bench is straight up garbage, man. They straight up doo-doo. I mean, I'm talking about that running shit.
Yeah, but if you look at, it's the same thing on Houston. If you look at Houston, between Harden and Chris Paul, there's a whole lot of isolation plays. So when you know this, Chief, when you're in the playoffs, you playing the same team. So it's not like we got to play San Antonio, then we shoot over to go play Brooklyn, and then we shoot down to play Memphis. Now we got to go play OKC. No, it's like we got OKC, and then we got OKC, and then we got OKC, and then you at least got to play them 4 straight times. At least 4 straight times. So, you know, team, and tell me, what has the Mike D'Antoni team ever done when it really counted? That's another person, the coach. I don't think, I mean, hey, look, the boys been playing better defense this year. I get them that. But Mike D'Antoni, I don't know. I mean, Billy Donovan ain't the greatest coach either, but I don't know if Mike D'Antoni is the one who's going to be able to coach up a team in a situation when the chips is on the line. He's just going to keep playing the same way he plays, just like Chip Kelly. He's going to go out there, try to play fast, and when the game slow down, I mean, you got Chris Paul or James Harden dribbling 13 seconds out of the clock, and then, hey, you put a shot up. If you miss it, and then you don't get the rebound, and, you know, hey, man, it's going to get real. It's going to get real. I like Oklahoma City. I mean, Houston, they should be able to do it, but they got to prove it to me first.
Okay, we got Grego, ex-squad affiliate, in and out. What's up, Grego? We got the Sushi Rice, Boston Nasty Green Tea, Harvard Drinker. We got the Grego in the house. You see how short it, man. It ain't football season. When football season come back, Greg will get the full announcement. But Angry Black Man said OKC will hammer the Rockets in the playoff. You shorten your bench. OKC is built for the playoff. Okay, I see what you're talking about, Angry Black Man. Right? I see what you're talking about. But see, I like both teams, but the reason I'm picking Houston is because don't you think Chris Paul is tired of going there, and you got people like Blake. What was Blake?
Griffin.
Blake Griffin. You got people like Blake Griffin. You know, you got people getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? And DeAndre, he can't shoot a motherfucking foul shot. You know what I'm saying? So he was handicapped in the starting lineup. Right now, he's not handicapped. Because that boy Capello, man, that motherfucker is the truth. If somebody teach him how to get nasty, he will be one of the baddest centers in the motherfucking league. If somebody teach him how to be
DeAndre?
No, Capella. I'm talking about Houston.
Oh, Capella.
Now. Yeah.
Well, Chief, but Capella can't get his own shot, bro. His shot has to be creative for him.
But
He's either going to score off a rebound, or he's going to catch a lob, or he's going to be slashing to the lane, and he'll get a pass and dunk.
Why he's
not going to create his own shot.
Why he need a shot? He's not Patrick Ewing and all the motherfucking other centers that want to go out there and shoot jumper. This boy like action. He like contact. He like contact, man.
Let me ask you this, though, Chief. Okay. If I told you, see, and this might be a tough question. It's a tough one. But if I said, hey, Oklahoma City versus Houston, and I said, okay, Russell Westbrook went out and got you 21 points. You feel like Oklahoma City could have won that game. If I tell you James Harden went out and got 21 points, you might be like, well, damn, how much did Chris Paul score? You know what I'm saying? Because it is like, if James Harden is not scoring 28, 29, 30-something points, what is Clint Capella going to do?
Oh, okay.
Chris Paul ain't going to get you no more than 25 on a good night. You know what I'm saying? So where's the rest of it? If they rely so much on shooting, what happens when it's off?
Well, you know what, Microwave? I'm going to tell you this, man. We can agree to disagree, but you know what we need to have when the playoffs get ready to start? We need to have a bottom to the top show, man, because I'm about ready. I want to be sitting next to your motherfucking ass, because over the phone I can't really show you who I'm looking at, how I'm looking at your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot.
I can imagine.
So, yeah, we got Deacon Dale in the house, you know what I'm saying, from the DMV. You know, his non-sport having ass, the Baltimore Orioles and the goddamn Baltimore Ravens. You know how he is. He come up in this motherfucker like he